Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Z James. This is Z32 Workshop, and this behind me, unfortunately, is not a 300ZX, as it's the middle of winter and the car is in storage, and I am not really working on the car yet. Springtime will have stuff come up. But in this video, it's working on my kids' PT Cruiser. It's an '05 limited. It's nothing fancy. It's just the 2.4. But what it's got going on, I'm 90% sure, is an oil pressure switch is faulty and leaking. That's what this is right here. I bought this off of Rock Auto. It is part number PS2871 right there. $7. Hopefully it fixes. Right now I'm getting a low oil pressure light when at idle or less than a certain RPM. So I could be getting low oil pressure. That's still possible. But I did crawl underneath the car when I did an oil change after that happened. In the back of the block against the firewall, coming from this, looks like there's a bunch of oil coming from it. As these are known to fail through the switch. Because it's a single wire setup. And the pressure comes in here, separates the contacts, turns the light off. But the pressure keeps building, or this fatigues and fails and pushes oil out the water, or oil out the wire side. There are multiple other videos on this. I'm just doing mine because why not document it for the channel and for what I'm doing here. This does not have any Teflon on it. I will add that on. What I am using is a 27mm to put that in eventually, because that will allow me to go in and do that. That's what I have. So what we need to do is get it out of the car. So the first thing you got to do is remove the air cleaner box so you can get access to it. The issue you also have is there is a tab switch for the plug. There's a red tab you got to pull out and pull. And then you should get access and you put a socket onto it to pop it out. So I'm going to do that. This should be somewhat time warp for you guys because this is pretty standard fare for getting stuff out of the way. So 3, 2, 1, time warp. Boom, off time warp. It's really hard to kind of see where that thing's at. But I took a picture. Hopefully you guys can see it on my phone. See this red tab? Look how bad this thing's coated in oil. I could have a valve cover gasket too on top of this. Or not, but you see this red tab? I gotta pull it out off the backside. So I gotta find a way of pushing it and get that thing out so I can pinch it together, if you can see that. Let me show you another spot where this thing can be easy and a pain in the butt. Oh, come here. Come here. So off this side, you can't quite see it, but if I stick you guys down in there, hopefully you guys can see it in that area. Know what's going on. That's the sensor I gotta get. It's kind of hard, kind of easy. You can come from the bottom, or you can come from the top. Let me try coming from this side, just as it's a long reach. Yeah, popping the tab. Sorry about that, guys. Popping the tab is gonna be the problem. So I'm gonna do a better view over this way. You guys to see it down in there. Hopefully you can see it. Hopefully the video is showing it. Yeah, my wiring loom's messed up because of their previous owner junk. So let me pull this out, and hopefully you guys can see what's going on. So back to the time warp, or maybe it being me wrenching on it. Because this could take a little bit, this could take forever. Don't know until I start trying. All right, see you guys in a little bit. Boom, off time warp. Hopefully you saw that. I've got the sensor out, and she is coated in oil. And if you look, I don't have my flashlight, but if you look down in that's got oil in it. So I'm assuming it failed like they always do, and that's causing my problem. I'll have to clean this up. I gotta put some Teflon tape on this guy to shove it back in. And this really just goes snug. You don't need to go crazy with it. I mean, you're gonna wreck this before you wreck the block by any means. And I hate saying this, this is all done by feel for me. That's why I'm trying to show you down in here. Let's go in here and see if you guys can see it, where the location's at. Hopefully you guys can see that in there. That's the avenue I took to get into it. Yeah. Oh, also, just because I'm not doing it because I don't want to get copyrighted, I thought it'd be hilarious to throw in, as you guys can tell, I'm a big CD guy. I like vinyl, I like CDs, but in the garage I like CDs just because dust. So, just so you guys know, since I was working on this while you guys are off camera, a little Brian Setzer Orchestra for a PT Cruiser, which is hilarious because they made a Brian Setzer Orchestra like limited edition Voom PT Cruiser. It's crazy if you got a guitar. I just find it comical that I chose that CD to work on this when that's the case. So yeah, back to the actual doing the topic here. We're gonna put a little Teflon tape onto that thing and then thread it back in. And I'll show you guys, stop and show what that looks like. And then I gotta get the clip back on and hopefully we're good. I'll have to take the car for a good ride. The engine's gotta be fully warm to do this because that way the oil pressure isn't through the roof, because that wasn't always a problem. Like you could drive this thing in town here where I live, the couple blocks where the kids go to school and all sorts of other stuff, and you would never have an issue. But if you took it somewhere where you went like 30 miles, 20 miles, got the engine really hot, it would actually act up on stuff. So hopefully this fixes my oil leak, or one of the oil leaks, and gets the light to not flicker on, and hopefully I've got actually good oil pressure. So let's reverse order put this in. So 3, 2, 1, back to time warp. Woo, woo. I'll have to speed that up. All right, boom, off time warp, because I didn't go to time warp. Or I did. I've got it in, I snugged it up pretty tight. I get the connector on. I can't get the safety to pop in. I don't know if I don't have it seated all the way yet. I'm gonna try a little bit more here, see if I can get it seated in. Let's go down here for you guys. Hopefully you can see that. I put Teflon tape on it. Some of these sensors you can buy already have the goop on them, which is fine, like this guy. Mine did not. I thought it did, but it's okay. I have Teflon tape I can use here. So hopefully this fixes my issue. We'll find out here shortly, and hopefully it seals up right. And this is me just confirming, making sure I got spacing and stuff. Here's the stuff off my camera, just for verification, because I'm doing it kind of blind on the backside. I don't know why. I mean, there's a lot of oil back there. I don't know if I got a valve cover seal that's bad. I might need to replace. I may do that yet this spring. Might just replace that, just do it preventatively. I did plugs and wires when I bought the vehicle because it wasn't running right. And I put a PCM in it. Doesn't matter. All besides the point. So actually not that difficult. Gotta do it blind. There's some snaps. 27mm socket, big wrench. Just take your time. You can do it from top of the car on a naturally aspirated model. I hear on the twin turbos, you gotta come from the bottom. The turbos just in the way and all the piping to get access to it. So yeah, pretty simple fix, hopefully. And I'll let you guys know at the end of the video or later. For the end of the video, up and running. Got the sensor back in. Lights up, nothing to issue. So that should have fixed it. Just reverse order and everything. So, all right, I just want to interject that into the video at some point. So if you guys like this content or any of the stuff I do, please like and subscribe. Every little bit helps. I know this isn't 300ZX stuff. I know this isn't Dodge Stealth stuff, but it's automotive stuff and everybody else can use it for other stuff, type of thing. You know, just it can be used in life in general. Don't pay a shop to do it when it's a $7 part and 20 minutes in the garage, maybe an hour on the outside if things get difficult for you. So take care and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye.